Hello knitters, Barbara Benson here. I am an independent knitwear designer who also likes to make videos here on my YouTube channel, Watch Barbara Knit. Make sure to check in the description notes below the video where you will always find links to my online shenanigans, including how to get my patterns to knit up for yourself, how to join the Watch Barbara Knit Facebook group, how to support me on Patreon, and where to get my merchandise. And anything I talk about in this video will also be linked below. Today I have a little bit of a chat for you on color. And what I'm calling this is practical color picking for the color challenged. I hear a lot in person, just from online, all kinds of places, that there are a lot of people out there that feel they are somehow challenged or deficient in the ability to pick out color combinations when they are knitting or working on any sort of project that needs more than one color in it. And there's always, and you can find if you search for color theory, and people will talk about the color wheel and primary and secondary contrasting and all that kind of stuff. And if you're interested in learning about color theory, more power to you. Have fun with that. It's something that I spent a lot of time learning about in school, and, you know, with photography and graphic design and all those sorts of things. It is a fascinating subject, but it is something that requires a little bit of study. And what I wanted to offer today were some more practical approaches. If you really just feel that you don't have a color sense, these are ways to borrow other people's or other artists' color sense. You know, they always say that good artists are inspired by or borrow, and great artists steal. And what I'm saying to you is, if you feel that you don't have the best instincts when it comes to picking colors, borrow someone else's instincts. Find inspiration in other places. What I want to suggest to you are places that you might not think to find inspiration when you need it. And this is going to involve your cell phone, if you have one. It's just anytime you're walking around and you see something that you're like, that is beautiful, those colors speak to me, take a picture of it with your phone. Just keep it on your phone, or when you get home, or email it to yourself. Make a file on your computer that says like color inspiration, and save that picture there. And, you know, just in general, when you're walking around, if you see a house painted in color combinations that you're like, wow, that's inspired, I really like that, that really speaks to me, take a picture of it. If you see a beautiful planting in nature, if you're on your daily walk and one of your neighbors has a beautiful floral display, take a picture of it. Nature is an amazing place to find inspiration. But a really closer to home kind of place, check your closet. Okay? Go into your closet, and if you have any articles of clothing that have multiple colors in them, look at them and say, hey, I really like these colors together, and just remember that. Or again, take a picture of it with your phone, because what you're borrowing there is whoever designed that particular fabric pattern, you're borrowing their color sense. They picked out those colors. They thought they went well together. You obviously saw it in the store, and also it spoke to you. So look at those kind of colors. Look in your closet. If you can't really find inspiration in your closet, go to the store. Go to maybe even a store that you wouldn't necessarily buy the clothes for any number of reasons, like, you know, it's too expensive. Or for me, a lot of times, some of the most beautiful clothes are in stores that don't come anywhere close to carrying my size. which honestly is one of the reasons a lot of us knit, because we have difficulty finding clothing that fits us. So going to like some of these Shishi stores or some of these fancier stores and looking at the clothing and seeing ones that have multicolor patterns on them, take a picture of a swatch of the fabric and store it on your phone, put it on your computer. So go to the closet, go to someone else's closet. If you have a good friend who you really like their color style, you know, go and like, if you know them well enough, look through their closet. But again, going and looking at designers, going and looking at clothing in stores that you like, you are borrowing this professional person's color sense, because you know what? They get paid to put colors together. So that is a place to look at them and just pick a couple colors out of those and see if you can match yarns to it. Look at magazines. And again, you don't have to buy a bunch of magazines. You can go to the library and look at magazines. You can go to a Barnes & Noble that has a huge magazine section and look at the magazines. Now, if one is particularly colorful and has a lot of things in it that you like, buy it. If not, you know, the little camera phone, take a picture of an ad. I mean, ads can be inspirational and amazing. Again, these are professional graphic designers who are paid to make these things, to put together colors that will speak to you. So borrow that inspiration from them. I have notes. I've made notes. Look at photography. I adore photography. I mean, when I say magazines, it can be a fashion magazine. It can be a architectural magazine. It can be a nature magazine. As I said, nature has amazing, amazing inspiration. And I say all of these things can also be done in the comfort of your own home on a computer. Go and look at different stores' websites. Go and look at different magazines' websites. Go and look, just Google for nature photography and look at the pictures. And when you see a photograph that speaks to you, save it. You know, that is gorgeous. There's something in there, those colors. Now, when I say speaks to you, I specifically mean the colors, because sometimes it's hard looking at a photograph if you're having an emotional response to it because of its content or because of its color. So what I'm encouraging you to do is look at photographs and nature photography, not as, is this a beautiful photograph, but really look at the colors there. Birds. Photographs of birds. Birds have unbelievable color combinations that you would never put together, but that somehow work. So look at that. Look at travel photography. Some of the most beautiful color combinations I have seen are when I look at photographs that people have taken in certain countries of doors. The colors that different doors are painted can be just stupendous. And look at art. Again, you can do this in an art museum, or you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Most museums have. You can browse most of their entire collection online. Look at the art and see which colors speak to you. Save those colors for future inspiration. Personally, for me, Georgia O'Keeffe, her color sense is absolutely stupendous to me. And looking at her paintings, just incredibly inspiring color wise, not even content, but color. Look at old medieval paintings. Look at modern art. Sometimes modern art's a little bit weird, but you can find amazing color combinations. And what I mean is, look at an image, look at a piece of fabric, and try to look at what actual colors are going on here and which ones are speaking to you. And then again, save the picture, take a picture of it with your phone, and have that for future reference, so that when it is time for you to pick out 2, 3, 4 colors for a piece of color work, pull up those references. You know, pull it up and look through them and say, this is the image I'm going to use for color inspiration. Take that image on your phone to the yarn store and look for colors that fit in that palette, and it can help you towards putting colors together. So what again, borrow someone else's color like brain, but you know that those colors spoke to you. And what I wanted to do, I'm going to real quick show you. I use Pinterest. I use Pinterest to store color ideas that I find on the internet. Okay. And sometimes even my own photos will go in here. And I named the Pinterest board Color Combos for Color Work, as you can see here. Right. And I just real quick picked up these. I just looked real quick. Pinterest, I can spend forever on Pinterest. But these colors right here, these are the ones that I was just looking through. I looked at embroidery. Look at other art forms, specifically textile arts. There are amazing textile artists out there. And here are some colors you may not have thought, of putting together. This mustard with this fuchsia, with this kind of teal, darker teal, and then the aqua. I just think that these are amazing. And again, if you go into a store with these colors on the brain, it can help you put things together. This orangey orange with teal, and then this pop of yellow, or a pink. Who would have thought to put this pink with this orange? But it just works together beautifully. And this one, I have an issue with teal and orange. I love teal and orange, almost every combination. But what was real striking about this is this addition of this kind of Kellyish green, and then we got some pinks in here. But again, look at an image. What in this image speaks to you, or does it not speak to you at all? This might not be something you would have bookmarked. This might be something that doesn't speak to you, but finding just the ones that when you look at them, your brain goes, that's pretty, or that's beautiful. It just makes something in there light up. And when you see an image that makes your brain light up like that, save it. Save it. This one, you can pin things on Pinterest. You can save it in your phone. It's how I think of color. And once you do this enough, you will start training yourself to just look at color and maybe get a little bit better at it. I'm checking to see how long I've been talking. So, and use these references, create these references and use these references, especially if you've picked out a pattern. If you've gone ahead and picked out the pattern, or you want a sweater, you want it to color in X number of colors, come prepared with a couple of images that you are going to try to get close to the colors. Now, a couple of other suggestions that you may not, one complete borrow someone else's color brain is buy pre-made kits. All kinds of dyers have gradient kits. They have color kits where the dyers, I don't understand their color brains at all. The dyers are amazing. Borrow their brain. Look at the color combinations that they have put together and just purchase the kits. That is really a wonderful way to know that all of these colors are going together. So purchasing kits is a fantastic way. And then one thing I specifically wanted to mention, if you're really unsure about your color, is consider monochromatic. Okay, and that is the reason why I saved this image right here. When I say monochromatic, I don't mean black and white. I don't mean grayscale. I mean sticking within one particular hue. And what this is this is a monochromatic, essentially, color palette where you have varying shades of the same color, essentially. These are all in the kind of sea foamy green-ish range, you've got a little bit of aqua and a little bit of sea foam. It gets a little darker, it gets a little lighter. When in doubt, when you're really pressed and you're uncertain, going monochrome is really a fun choice. It creates a more of an understated project, but usually they're incredibly beautiful. So so if you haven't ever thought of doing something monochromatic, you might want to consider it. So what that would be is selecting like a light, a medium, and a dark shade all in the same color family. Keep in mind that you just gotta put them next to each other and see if they like each other. Once you're in the yarn store, if you're doing something subtle, you might want to consider taking the yarns outside if it's if that's manageable, and looking at them in natural light, because depending on what the lighting is inside the store, it might shift the colors a little bit. So if you're doing real subtle color matching, might want to, take it outside and see what it looks like in the sunlight. So that is what I wanted to talk to you about, because not everybody has color instincts. Not everybody has spent time developing them and really looking critical at color, but there's absolutely no reason why you can't borrow it from someone else. So I really encourage you to start working on your own personal stash of color inspiration. Pinterest is a great way to do it, but if you don't do Pinterest, then you can totally just have it on your phone, make a file on your computer, just something for you to peruse side by side. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you had Ravelry open in one window and your color inspirations open in another window, trying to match with the pattern that you are looking at. But again, I wouldn't also be surprised if you didn't have amazing color combos in your closet already that you could draw from. So that is just my little chat on practical color picking and how you can fake it. You know what they say, fake it till you make it. Again, the more you look at color and the more you think about, I see this thing, it is beautiful to me, and then what about it makes it beautiful? What elements of it bring my heart joy? You'll actually start getting a little bit better at it. And until then, you can always borrow inspiration from nature, artists, designers. I mean, you might see a piece of carpet in a hotel or a piece of wallpaper or any number of things. There's design and color all around us. And just, hone your vision to look for it, and you will be making beautiful color choices for your knitting, crocheting, weaving, embroidery in no time. So I would love to hear your thoughts on color, and if it is a challenge to you and if any of this helped you, please let me know in the comments below if you have any resources that would be great for other people or me to look at. I would love to hear about them, and you can always come over and chat with us in the Watch Barbara Knit Facebook group about these kinds of things. So if you like this video, please give it the thumbs up, click that like button, and if you would like to be notified whenever I upload a new video, please subscribe to my channel and select notifications. Thank you so much.